everybody, and welcome to the first episode of 10-Minute Tips. As you can see, this is obviously not me. This is a drawing, but I'm going to do brows as our first tip, and I have a lot of brows, so I thought it would be easier to do it this way. That's my ice machine. The first tip that I want to let you guys know, first of all, when you're doing your eyebrows, whether you're using a gel, a pomade, or a pencil, or shadow, whatever you want to use, powder, you always want to use at least 1 to 2 shades darker than your hair color in order to have the most impact. The darker you go, the more impact it'll have, the bolder it'll look. So what we're going to do to start our brows is you're going to put a pencil, or you can put a brush, and you want to line that brush up on your cheekbone, and so that it lines up with the very point, the extreme outside of your inner corner of your eye. Once you have it there, you can take your brow pencil. Take your brow pencil, and you're just going to make a dot right where that is. So you have a dot. Then, without moving your pencil from where it is on your cheek, you're going to slide it to just outside the middle of your eye, so on the outside of your pupil, and that is going to be the high point of your brow. So you make a little mark there. And then we're still taking that same place on our cheek and just rotating the brush out to the outermost corner of your eye, exact corner of your eye out, and we're going to make a little mark there. And what that's done is create our brow shape, and this is how long your brow should naturally be. So then what you can do is just go in and lightly sketch with your brow pencil. If you don't have a lot of brows, you're just going to go in and do this. If you do have brows, the first tip you want to do is go in with your spoolie and brush your brows so that they're all going in the same direction, because I don't know about you, but mine go a little crazy sometimes. But if you're drawing in your brow, you're going to do this and just kind of connect the dots. And you can do bolder brows, you can do more natural brows. For this exercise, we're just going to do a kind of a natural brow. So that's where you want it to end. So that is going to be your natural brow shape. So then what you want to do, this is the outermost corner. So you're going to take short, quick, hair-like strokes, just right along that line. And you're going to, and this, this is depending on how big you want your brow. If you want a thicker brow, you can do a thicker brow. If you want a thinner brow, you can do a thinner brow. This is all personal preference. I'm just showing you the technique. So you just go in there and make short, hair-like strokes. And that's why pencils like this that are very, very thin are good for this if you have no brows. So then once you've done that, you can go in. I like to start on the center and just darken it up a little bit, because that's going to be the darkest point of your eyebrow. And then you're kind of fading it into this top of your eyebrow, or the end of your eyebrow. So just fading it into that, and then fading it out this way. And then you're going to take the spoolie on the other end of I always recommend getting eye pencils that have spoolies on the end. Then you're going to take your spoolie, and just to give it a more natural look, which I don't know if it's going to do this on paper, it kind of does, you're going to go through where you went, just like that, just to kind of give you more of that natural look. And you're going to brush, brush, brush until you have this. What I would call a natural looking eyebrow. If you do want to go in, say this is your natural eyebrow and you want to go in a little and make it a little bit more dramatic, all you're going to do is start where your eyebrow starts and kind of build your shape. So if your eyebrow starts there and you want it to be thicker, you just go a little bit above and then follow the natural curvature of your eyebrow. And then go up as high as you want. And then go down to that point. And that'll give you a more bold point. And then all you're doing is going from your hair that's naturally there and blending in your pomade or your brow pencil to give yourself a fuller appearance. Just like that. And you can use a brush with this as well. One of the angled eyeshadow brushes like this is perfect to go in. I don't know if it's going to do this on paper, but to go in and soften it up and give you a more thicker, fuller brow, depending on what you want. Keep in mind I'm doing this on paper, so it's going to look a little strange. But, and then if you want even one, and you're like, oh, that's too much, you can always go back with your brow pencil and just make short, quick strokes. And that gives you a little bit more of a natural angle. If you want to elongate, go with just short, quick strokes that way. And that'll give you just a little bit more of an angle there. And that is how you do a brow. I'm going to go real quick again because I know it's under 10 minutes. Once again, you take your brush on your cheek and just almost like the hand of a clock. And you make sure that it's on the outside corner of your eye and you make a dot. You make a dot with the right side of your pencil. That also helps. Just make a dot. And then just like a hand of a clock, you're going to wind it to just past your pupil and make a dot. And then you're going to wind it again till it goes just past the corner of your eye and make a dot. And remember that your eyebrows are sisters and not twins. So say, like mine, I have one eyebrow that has kind of that pointy and one that has doesn't have a pointy. So you just go with your natural shape. So if you draw your eyebrow in, then you just go right along that line. Short, natural strokes. Because you can always add more, but it's really hard once you've gotten something established to take away. So you just kind of want to stay, remember your thickest points, and then you go thin, and then go back up to thick. And that would be a much more natural brow. Then you take your spoolie, and you're just gonna brush all that into the hair that's already there to make it look real natural. Just like that. And like I said, if you want to make it bolder, you can literally just draw it however bold you want. And once you have that outline, it's literally just about going with the direction that your hair is and coloring it in. But the biggest thing to remember in shaping your brows, if you're tweezing or if you're getting a wax or whatever you're doing, the best trick I can give you, tip I can give you, is the brush hold. Because you can see once I've done that brow, it starts in the corner of your eye. You turn your clock hand. Your highest point of your brow is just a little to the outside of your pupil. And then when you turn that clock hand further, the furthest end of your point lines up with the end of your eye. And you can feel that on your brow bone when you do it. I hope this has been helpful. This was the first episode of my 10-minute or under tips. Please comment down below, subscribe, and like to be entered into my giveaway. I'm almost at 400. I will be doing a Jeffree Star video. Sorry for my motion sickness, people. My husband got a little crazy. But thanks again, and I hope to see you soon.